Hi, I am Lady Ray and welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, please subscribe and hit the notification bell whenever I upload something or do some sort of activity. On my channel, you will find that I do vlogs of my day-to-day life, what it's like and such. And you'll also find that I have a wide array of saved playlists. Some are created by other people, but most of them are from me because it is content that I actually like and enjoy. And feel free to go ahead and check it all out. Well, today is vlog number 17, and I'm hitting my earbuds right here as I'm talking. I talk with my hands a lot, and I just hit my earbud cord. Oh well. Well, the days are blurring together, and I'm struggling to keep them straight, which is why I'm actually thoroughly glad that I have my calendars all over the place. I have it on my phone that I'm recording with. In my room, I have my calendar, my wall hanging calendar, and a couple calendars on my bulletin board above my desk, and that's helping me keep track of the days very well. Let's see, what do I wish to talk about today? Okay, I know in one of my previous videos I had dropped the F word, fuck, in one of the videos, and I kind of cut it out. But I decided, forget it, I don't care anymore. So speaking of fuck, I had overheard my dad saying fuck as he was frustrated with something that he was trying to do, but it wasn't working on his computer. And so I wrote on a sticky note the word fuck and gave it to him. So then he had a fuck. Then I proceeded to give my mom the same treatment, though it was just because. Then I proceeded to give my dad more fucks, and I gave my brother, who was driving truck, a fuck while he was on the phone with my dad. And so all I did was take a sticky note to write the word fuck on it, stuck it on the phone. Later, I actually gave it to him in person because he's currently home. He's going to be leaving tomorrow to go back on the road. But over the course of him being home this past week, I had given him 4 more fucks and stuck them to his chest when I did that. And he ended up thinking of my globe that I have in my room and commented to put fucks on it. Okay, I have to clean it off, find some sticky notes or something to stick on, and I'll have fucks on it. And then I was figuring that when I do that, I can go ahead and record the end results or the progress being made and just say that the world is fucked. Currently fucked. Sorry, I heard somebody laugh somewhere. I'm currently out at a park right here. And clear right there is actually an old steam locomotive that is old and rusted, but it's quite a sight. It's pretty. Let's see, there's something else I was going to... Oh yeah, about my brother. As I said, he's driving truck. I've mentioned this in previous vlogs, so he's not home much. He's currently gone for roughly 5 weeks and then home for about 5 days maybe. This month is his birthday month, and he's not going to be home for his birthday, so we ended up spoiling him per my suggestion as a little sister, having to look out for her older brother, to spoil him with a chocolate cake. So we got him a chocolate cake, and it was really yummy. He enjoyed it. He had it rough this past run because he didn't have enough food and places were closed, and so it was just difficult for him to sustain himself food-wise and such. So we've been spoiling him with homemade meals. So that was definitely a relief for him to be able to have good, decent meals. Let's see. Okay, if you follow me on Instagram, you would have noticed that I posted a screenshot of a video of this Poppin Altair. I believe I have the name pronounced right, I'm not sure. But Poppin has reached 500k plus followers, and she's doing a collab with her followers where we design, dang it, don't mind me talking with the hands, where her followers who are subscribed to her create a doll that she will select out of however many are sent, and then she'll create a doll version of it. She's most likely not going to pick just one doll, because how many are going to be shared and such. So I'm working on finishing up a reference sheet for my persona, Lady Ray, so that one, it would also help with my Cypran world, but also put it in as a doll reference, and also bits and pieces of information about her, to help like bring life to her, so she isn't just a design, and see if Poppin will accept it and create a doll off of it. She is going to be sending out all these dolls to all the creators, artists that designed their dolls, after she's got them complete and the mail services are up and open running as they had previously been. Now, speaking of drawing something for something, there's the Hyperian contest that I was a part of. I did not place. I'm honestly not surprised. But there are some phenomenal Hyperian creators out there, and I've got a list that I intend on going through. I just haven't had the energy to. And yesterday was just a day to read books. Yeah, I'm planning on going through that list to go ahead and track down these creators and follow them and look through their content and such, and see if I can find other ones as well. Speaking of yesterday, it's taken me like 2-3 years to read Lord of the Rings, The Fellowship of the Ring, and yesterday I sat down for the longest period of time reading it, and I was engrossed in it, and yesterday just felt like a day to... Sorry, my earbud's a little uncomfortable where it's at. But yesterday just was a day to just sit down and read and forego electronics for as long as possible, because I'm predominantly on electronics these days, and having a break from them is a nice relief. Let's see. Now, speaking of Cypra, I have been, working in the background, not really posting anything anywhere about it. But it's really because it's like a bunch of notes that I'm filling up a Google document, and also saving what I've like created on creator apps of my characters onto my phone and tablet as reference sheets and ideas. But I will share 2 characters I'm intertwined with, both of them as Lady Ray. Baldir is my father. He is a wood elf that the Cypran tales, it typically takes place 5,000 years after Baldir had resurfaced as Baldir. Because before that, 1,000 years before that, he had been a Dark Lord. His origins were that his parents were killed when he was very, very young, and he was kidnapped and badly abused, to the point that his mind morphed and he turned to evil. And so he ended up being that way for, I haven't decided how long, but it was a lengthy period of time, because by the time that he was dethroned, I'll explain that. By the time he was dethroned, he had created an empire that he ruled with a bunch of other evil people, and suppressed the inhabitants of the world. So 1,000 years before he resurfaced as Baldir, he was confronted. I don't know if you heard that, but a motorcycle just went by and I was listening to it. He was confronted by this warrior, a masked warrior. They had no idea who it was, where they came from, and they took on Baldir and his forces and defeated and killed a good portion of them before reaching Baldir in his throne room. And now by then he's concerned, but he's certain that he has the advantage. So Baldir and the warrior heavily clash. That was a car. They heavily clash, and they're neck and neck with each other. It was very difficult to tell who was going to win, because they matched each other to a T. But then the warrior saw an opening and took it because Baldir had faltered. He faltered enough that the warrior was able to overcome him and knock him down. But instead of killing Baldir, they ended up telling him, if you were to act, I forget the words exactly, I haven't thoroughly written them down, but essentially what it is, they told him that if he were to get what he truly wants, he was going to have to change for the better. He was going to have to let go of his past, because if he truly wanted to be loved and cherished for who he is, he had to turn to good, because the people, the ancestors of these people, would die and they would never be born. Then the warrior left. Baldir went on a rampage after thinking over it for a short period of time and turned his entire empire upside down. No one had ever seen anything like it before. They'd always seen people coming into power, then somebody else dethroned them. But no, he dethroned himself after giving the ultimatum of what he wants or not at all. As it turns out, it was me who had done that, because he had, throughout all of his experience, he had gained a level of godlike power, something he rarely talks about and extremely rarely ever uses. But when he got together with Dranita, a dragonoid, humanoid dragon, highly intelligent, they're the self-aware versions of dragons that are in Cypra. She was quite persistent on breaking his walls down to be able to be with him, which he says that is one thing that set her apart from all the others that tried to court him. But they ended up conceiving a child, me, Lady Ray, and I inherited his powers. Now, it could have been that it was blocked off from me inheriting it when I was conceived, but they didn't know I was going to be conceived. And Dranita was certain that it would be best to... Excuse me, I got a spider on me. Get off. I don't need you on me. The spider ended up trying to crawl up my leg. Dranita was sure that me inheriting my father's power was actually going to be very beneficial, which it was, because he ended up training me in his powers and I matched him very well. So I ended up going back in time to ensure my future. And I had not told Baldir who I was in the past. I just told him to meet me at this time and location on this date that he would eventually know of. And so he was actually quite overjoyed, overwhelmed with emotions that I went into the past to ensure my future that was also his future. And, okay, that's enough about Baldir. Let's see, Alex Nahir, I believe I have it pronounced correct. I don't remember, because her last name is an Irish name, and I forgot how to pronounce it. But Alex, she, based on a very good friend of mine, that I'm going to go with they. They're questioning their gender right now. And I'm probably leaning towards non-binary masculine. But this character is based severely on that. And with Alex, they have created a beginning chapter that they didn't really know what to do with, and shared it with me, and I took it from there. Essentially what it is Alex's character, she's severely depressed, suicidal, and a friend of hers that had been visiting her in that particular world turned out to be Marenod, who is a dwarf from Cypra. This is where I stepped in, because I created the idea that he was Marenod, pet named Rennie by Alex. And Marenod took Alex into Cypra, where they got separated on the entrance into Cypra, and Renod, as he tends to go by, that's his actual nickname, Renod, was extremely worried but couldn't do anything because I did not know where Alex ended up. That was shortly after that Alex and I met up when they were being attacked by a mountain lion, but I ended up saving them. And then from there, really, this is actually going to be a story of its own, a novel of its own I'm planning on, where Alex is just their story of their life in Cypra and getting together with Rennie and actually eventually being adopted as the second child of Baldir and Dronita. So I'm going to have a little sibling in it. Another car. So yeah, it's really going to be an adventure. I struggle with acronyms, I believe they're called sometimes, but it's also, Alex is still questioning their gender identity and such, so I'm bouncing around between what I refer to them as. But yeah, that's what's going to be going on with Alex, a whole story, a whole novel about her, them. Jeez. Working on it. So that gives you an idea of that. Alex, though, they are an introvert, but are quite skilled in assassination and leaving quite a mess. So that's their role is going to be employed as Baldir's employee of leaving warnings to enemies of the Cypran kingdom. Rennie is actually going to be quite okay with that because he actually likes assassins a lot, even though he doesn't really socialize with assassins a lot. Anyways, that is that for Baldir and Alex. And okay, yeah, I am doing little by little better, but with taking care of myself, but I really need to argue and nag at myself more to get stuff done, because that seems like the only way I'm going to get stuff done. So yeah, that's going to be a chore, but it's going to be doable. As I'm sure some of you are wondering, what is she doing about her physical health, mental health, and all that? Kind of some stuff, kind of not. I am definitely considering altering my diet a whole lot more, because I would eat a small bowl of cereal before going to bed because I was hungry by then, but that's not the best choice. So I'm going to switch over to trying to balance out more my subsistence, eat more veggies and fruits, and try something more vegetable based for my evening snack if I need one, because the carbohydrates immediately go to like the fat storage, and that's not what I want. I want to be losing weight, not storing fat. Well, okay, that is it for vlog number 17. Whew, a lot to talk about on that one. Well, I'm going to go ahead and call that good for the day. If any of you are interested in checking out my channel, go ahead and hit the button up here, and also I've got my vlogs listed right here that you can go ahead and check out. And I will see all of you in the next video. Ad Astra, to the stars.